Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to Pro Cycling Manager 2020. It's career mode, episode 122. 122.
Oh, Esteban Chavez goes
A long day already. Audio back and working correctly, or at least in the recent videos. I've been checking each of them to make sure that that is the case. And we are now at the Colombia National Championships, which of course is loaded with very, very strong climbers. Some of the best in the world. So we've got our hands full. There's only 40 riders here. I do have 2 of them, so that gives us a little bit of a chance. But you can see Ineos alone has a few riders, at least 4 that are here. So that's a bit worrying, as they are loaded with strength. Looks like they are prepared to lead the way, do the work today. That's good for us. You can see a couple of very strong EF Education First riders. We're not too shabby ourselves. Moreau, Rodriguez. Moreau's a decent rider, and he's going to help Rodriguez. For this one, it's considered punchy, not mountainous, but that is one very, very hard climb with a little bit of a saddle, so then you don't get much of a break before you then immediately go back up that next sector. And it's such a short descent that there shouldn't be much, if any, recovery. We got to do it 5 times in the final kilometers of this one. It might say it's punchy. I have a feeling that's going to be down to more of the climbers. But it's definitely going to be at a high pace, as short as that climb is, the 5 times that you got to hit it. It's going to do a lot of damage. So this could be very interesting. As for being in the mix, Rodriguez, 10th favorite. Just inside the top 10. Can we do better than that? Will we do worse than that? Can we win? I don't know. I'm really glad that somebody else is actually willing to take up the charge, because when it was only us and we only had 4 riders in the US National Championships, that was an ugly mess. And thought we had it under control, and we absolutely did not have it under control in the slightest. Shouldn't be a factor today, at least. Now a 2-minute gap to the 4 riders at the front, and we hit the first of 5 times up this climb. 16% here. Very steep. You can see just how quickly Moreau, protecting Rodriguez, has struggled through that one, and the Peloton has already split just on this first climb. Also, the 4 riders, we pulled back a minute and a half just on that climb. It's a climb that only takes a few minutes to get up, maybe 4, and we pulled back a minute and a half. Alright, Moreau has recovered as we approach climb number 2. Rodriguez, we're going to have to go even harder. It's a very, very small peloton, so you cannot afford to drift back. Breakaway is done. See just how dangerous that was, as we nearly get dropped, conserving some energy for Rodriguez that time. Down to 20 in the peloton, or maybe 30. 10 get dropped for a moment, regain contact, but 7 of them lose the wheel on the descent, and it's down to 23. Moreau needs the gel.
This climb features some dreadful percentages.
Back up to 30 momentarily. And that is the 3rd time through of the 5. Moreau hangs on for now, but will not last through this next time through. And here comes an attack. Not up to us to respond. Sasita 91. Rodriguez in really good shape with 2 times left to go.
10 kilometers remaining.
Okay, back to hold position. Not trying to attack here. Just trying to make sure nothing happens.
Attack with the finishing line within reach.
Okay, Moreau actually survived that time. We'll have him at the base of the next one, and that's a good thing.
There are
5K
just
to
5
go.
kilometers left.
And it's not both climbs, it's just the first one. Okay, so Moreau, we need to start from the front. 21 riders in contention for the finish. Moreau to lead us out.
Fall just took place in the pack.
2 point-
Several riders are on the ground.
2.0 on the K, coming up on the end.
It's in
Here
such
we go.
percentages that the strongest can create some gaps.
Moreau leading
And
us
he
out.
starts away from
Now
the group.
Rodriguez,
He's going for
1.2K. Rubio, 1K. We're in a good position here
And they're
for
off.
a
It's
top
going to be
5 or
very
so.
fast.
I missed the podium. Looks like we might be able to overtake Leva. Hagita for the win ahead of Rubio and Bernal. 5th place. We didn't quite get Leva to the line, but 5th place.
The riders bringing up their rear
It's a
have
good
made it
result,
through sheer
especially considering
willpower.
we're only considered
This
to be
stage
about
was
10th
a
overall.
real strength zapper.
Did turn out a little more like I expected, but actually a larger group entering that final climb than I expected. I mean, that was still half the peloton, but it's Colombia. Lots and lots of really good climbers. Moreau comes in 17th. Dang, that far back and he was 17th. The rest of the national championships did not fit the profile of any of our riders, so that was that. We are on to the Tour de France. It's our last sponsor objective of the year. We have a 100% evaluation. It's only a 1.5 star objective, so it really doesn't matter. Top 5, do want to achieve that. I think we can absolutely achieve that here if we can. I'd like to get Rodriguez onto the podium. Not entirely sure how possible that will be, but we'll certainly give it a go. Unfortunately, of course, he started his fitness peak way too early for this race, so it's not going to last for terribly long. Also, as is typical of the Tour, a lot of sprint stages up front. Stage 1 ends on a little climb, but it is still considered a sprint stage. Time trial on stage 2, or at least we'll have the fitness peak for that. Another sprint stage. A punchy stage 4, very similar to stage 1, but just a little bit more of a climb. Enough so to make it for the punchers and not the sprinters. Stage 5, another sprint. Stage 6, another sprint. And 7. And then by the time we hit stage 8, that fitness peak could be gone. So literally nothing but a time trial bonus for Rodriguez, which at least is a good thing. And it's a non-climbing time trial, so he actually could benefit from that and gain time over quite a few GC guys from that. But unfortunately, a whole slew of sprint stages to open this race, and then somewhere around stage 8 is where we expect that fitness peak to be gone. Hopefully it's around for stage 8 because that's punchy and we could gain some time there with help of that. Same with stage 9. 10 is again flat, 11 is flat. Finally, the first climbing stage is 12, and guaranteed that fitness peak is going to be gone by then. The only then saving grace that we'll have is that Rodriguez at least has the objective +1, but this is going to end up looking a lot like the Giro. Could he be at or near the front as we enter stage 12? Sure. A couple punchy stages along there that he could do well in, but of course Bernal is more punchy than he is and a better climber. So that's a difficult task, though the time trial should help us out with him anyway. Stage 12, major climbing to happen. Probably won't have the fitness peak by that point, so 13, one big climb. 14 is going to be a tough one. That's going to create some gaps in the GC contenders. Another flat stage on 15. That's a lot of sprint stages on this Tour de France, so we'll be able to bypass quite a few stages at least. 16, punchy, not too bad. 17, punchy, not too bad. 18, fairly big climbing stage. 19, definitely. There's Alpe d'Huez. 20, time trial, only a little bit of climbing. That's going to be a good one for us. And 21, Champs-Élysées. That is a lot of 10 sprint stages. 10. Wow. Okay. We've got 11 stages to race on this. 6 hills, only 5 mountain stages. Oh, and one of those is a team time trial. Stage 2 is a team time trial. Well, that's where we're going to be starting because stage 1. All right, we are just the second team to set off again, as we were Continental Pro last season and not at the Tour last season. Zach Johnson, good race day condition. Actually, throughout the team, lots of good race day conditions. Telford's a -1, Smith a -2. Smith is one of our better time trialists, so that's unfortunate. Ginn on a 0, one of our better time trialists, so unfortunate. But Rodriguez, +3, has the exact expected race day condition. Millar is a +1. Killen's a +2. They are good time trialists. So we're going to go flat out. We'll see what we can get in terms of time, but we've got to be careful to make sure that Rodriguez does not burn too much energy and that we've got 5 guys to cross the line. Last time we had a big time trial, it blew up in our faces. Really got to watch out from the back of the group to make sure that nobody is falling off. As we come up on the first sprint point already in terms of energy, see, Ginn, Killen still recovering at a slight negative, but otherwise everybody's on a positive condition, and Killen just went, and Ginn is already back to neutral. So I think we're doing pretty good on that part of not running too much risk of going deficit. Rodriguez has a lot of spare energy as he goes to take his first turn halfway through, which means that he'll probably be finishing it off, taking us towards the line. That's a good thing. Rodriguez is definitely putting in a lot of time, 18 seconds, Killen 22, and even Killen is already back to a positive on that. So as we get towards the end on this one, we actually want to reset some of these a little bit. Johnson, for example, will spend less time. So they peel off pretty quickly, and we're going to focus a little bit more on being stronger towards the finish. Second place, but 20 seconds behind. We're only the second one to cross the line, so we are last place as of right now. But you can see more teams would have crossed the line by now, and they have not gone behind us. So we are doing a little bit better here towards the end, and these 4 guys should carry us all the way to the finish. We'll save those 6 seconds. 3K to go. Between Killen and Rodriguez, I think they will pull us across the line. 25 seconds for Rodriguez. Come on, Killen. Oh, he's set to 22. Shoot. He needs to peel off now. Here we go. Rodriguez, carry us through, carry us through. He was about out of energy. Okay, 23 seconds down. Not a bad finish considering we were at 20. We only lost 3 seconds in that last check. Pushing harder, making it to the end. Killen fading right there, but 23 seconds is not bad, but even Circus Wanty Gobert is ahead of us by 4 seconds. We're not too far down, but that's Movie Star. Gaps are going to be a bit larger, so not terribly happy with what we ended up on this one. We don't have a lot of great time trialists, but we're certainly not the worst. Direct energy, half a minute back. We're going to be in the middle of the pack a little bit. Right now we are pretty much direct in the middle. Decathlon, they were the favorites. They put in a really good time. Sunweb just behind them. 10th out of 17. I'd like to at least stay middle of the pack, but it looks like we're a little bit below that. 11th. 12th now. So just below the halfway mark. Decathlon on top, Sunweb second, Astana third, La Grupero, Movistar, Ineos, that's the real challenger at 25th, 25 seconds, 7th. We're not that far behind that. Jumbo Visma, 36 seconds, not that far behind. That's a good sign. I mean, you look at Decathlon's team there, And those guys aren't going to threaten. I mean, Alaphilippe's fantastic, but not for the GC. On to stage 4, first punchy stage. We just reeled in the breakaway moments ago. 13K to go. It's just a little punchy finish, similar to stage 1, but just a little longer, a little punchier than the stage 1 climb was. And so, different circumstances. And if you quick sim that, there will be time gaps, even though looking at the profile, I don't expect there to actually be time gaps. Berwick's on a +4, that's good. Rodriguez +3, 85-78. He's got a chance today of getting a result, and let's see if we can get him a strong lead out. Johnson is our top climber with 81 besides him, so that's probably our go-to. Berwick is looking really good, so we'll give him that position, and then Ginn is the other best climber, but are we even going to need climbers by that point? Maybe not. We'll look at the flat ratings for these guys in the lead up, and Telford is the next one to handle the flat the quickest. And then Killen, Smith, and then Millar. Everybody's in good shape right now. And we're going to put that foot down right now and set this up sprint train style based on what we have. We definitely want to be out front on that last climb. I don't know how wide the road's going to be. There we go, out front. And we're 99 the whole way. It's already inside 7K. The climb is 3K. Millar, done. On to Smith.
5 kilometers remaining.
Getting through the gels. Smith is nearly done. We're already coming up on the climb. On to Killen. Not hurting our main guys. And nobody else is coming up beside us, so we're looking good on that part. Now they're starting to challenge. 2K to go. But we're going to get through this steep section in just a moment, and then it gets a little easier. And we're just now starting to hurt our contenders just a little bit. 1.4K.
It's going to be very fast.
So again, Berwick. Now it's just Johnson and Rodriguez, unfortunately, but 1.2K. Come on, Johnson. Okay, here comes the contenders. 800 meters. Can Rodriguez go 800 meters uphill? I don't know. Come off that line a little bit later than these guys, and that's going to pay off because we're going to win the stage. 10 seconds for Rodriguez. Beats out Hershey. Beats out Yershov and Schachman. Stage win. We win at the perfect time. Rodriguez, you can see maybe 10 meters more that he could have gone. But he had the energy, and we had the team. The positioning really counted. No time gaps, but we will pick up 10 seconds. Race day condition pays off. Works wonders for us. 10 seconds isn't going to move him up very far, though, because of that team time trial. 65th, 37 seconds down. But that helps put him in the mix and make up some of that time we lost. Fortunately, a lot of the time that was not lost to riders we're too worried about. The riders we begin worrying about, I mean, you got to go down quite a ways. Pino's at 19, but Pino, 78. He's 36. And Burrow just a 73. There's Schachman at 25 down. He's only a 74 mountain. Moscon. There's McNulty. There's one you really got to worry about. So UAE at 25 seconds down. How far behind that are we now? 12. 12 seconds back. So we're within 12 seconds back of pretty much the first contender. Umberto Zeta is here. These days, he's looking like an 81 overall, 83 flat rating, 77 punchiness, 79 cobble. He's a classics guy. through and through. Margil is an 80 mountain, but only 74 resistance and not good at the time trial at all. So he benefited from the team time trial aspect by quite a bit. All right, well, good result here in stage number 4. We still have 3 more sprint stages before we then get into stage 8 for our next punchy stage. So quick sib through those, and we'll be on to stage 8 for the beginning of the next episode. 2 quick punchy stages before we already jump into the climbing at stage 12. That's how fast it's all coming together. Weird tour. It's not uncommon to see some sprint stages at the front end, but to see half of the stages of this year's tour be sprint stages, I can understand why Germain is upset to be absent. That's going to do it for this episode, though. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to hit that like button, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Rodriguez back into the top 5 after that. Bye for now.